What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, pretty much the meta is kind of, for the most part, it's starting to come together, starting to get really fleshed out. We got the trap trick structure deck, and we also got an announcement, a couple other things. So we do have a couple interesting bumps in cards. First, I want to talk about this card. I'm really actually late. I'm very much late to the party. I you know, like I don't want to do too many of these videos per week, so like sometimes I am late to to some of these cards, but I'm just gonna start off with this card anyway. If you like what's going on here, please feel free to like and subscribe. If not, it is all good. Go and just come along for a ride. If not, let's go ahead and get into it. Also, do not forget that I do have the video out for the giveaway. It should already be out. So go ahead and go ahead and go on if you're not already subscribe to the channel, and then go find the video on my page, watch it, leave a comment, and then I'll be choosing a comment from that video to go ahead and choose a winner of the contest. So if you would like to enter that, go ahead and do that. If not, it's all good. Let's go ahead and get into it. Flying Sea. This card is pretty much just because of its effect. Its use against Castira. It's when your opponent normal special summons a monster, except for the damage death, special summon this card from your hand. Fake defense position. The controller of this card cannot XYZ summon. So pretty much, it just stops your opponent from XYZ summoning. It was way early. It was way higher earlier, but like I said, it kind of it's well, yeah, actually, well, I kind of thought these were going for like the $3 range, but you got a lot of these right here, posting for $1, $1.70, dollar every mod play. To be honest, this is not. I'm not really a big. Okay, yeah, here's a couple of three. Yeah, if you got near mints, three. So yeah, so I guess if you have them maybe like in really good condition, because not a lot of these are in actually good condition. I think I might have one or two. I gotta look. I gotta look. 'Cause I think I have some like in my own personal collection, because every once in a while cards like this do come up and become good, but I really feel like this is maybe it's not the best, because it's probably one of the easier ones to get rid of. But if your opponent starts, but I guess no, because if your opponent has already locked your zone, this is not really gonna help you anyway. So I guess this was just more just because people thought it was gonna be really good, but I'm not really the biggest fan of it. If you want to try it out, there's a lot of the cheaper copies, so you don't have to sit there and spend a lot. Yeah, this is just something I wanted to bring up, if you were not already aware. Dimensional Barrier. This one's a little bit better in my opinion if you want to use, because if your opponent, if you're playing a Castira and they leave you one spell and trap card zone, you could essentially just set this Dimensional Barrier, and then try to do something like that, to where you can use that one zone and then turn everything off. And so I'm kind of liking this one better. The secret rare, I noticed, has gone up. This is the one from the mega pack. It was in the $4 range. Now, like, the chart saying is kind of swooping up, and if you come down here and look at the near mint first editions, that's pretty much where it's at. It's in the eight. It's in like the $8 to $9 range for a near mint first ed. So to be honest, I'm pretty I'm not even mad about that. Very similar for the original secret rare. It was actually kind of higher, starting in the 12, and now it's kind of going down. But the first edition looks like it's still kind of going up. Heavily playeds and the mod plates are 8, but if you get to the light plate, they're 8, and then a near mint is about 10. Yeah, so if you want the original near mints, they're looking at like unlimited 10 to 11, and you probably are paying $12 for like the first edition. So this is what, yeah, this is actually finally one of the cases where the original ones are finally higher than the ones from the mega pack. Sometimes the mega pack ones go higher, but yeah, if you want the higher rarity of these are kind of going up. These are like a little bit higher, but they do have budget versions. So you have a lot of different. You have a lot of common versions that are here in the 10, 19, and 20 cent, and then you have an ultra rare. The ultra, how much is the ultra rare? Is this? Are they going for? Let's see. Light plate for $1, 24. So yeah, so like if you want ultras, you probably get these for like $2 to $3 for a set, which on it really is not bad. I'd probably pick it up sooner rather than later, because this is a pretty good one card answer. It's also would be good if you're going first, to just stop everything from just getting too out of hand, forcing them to just make plays with just the Castira monsters without having to go to the extra deck. And boards like that are way easier to deal with than the other ones, obviously. You got Lava Golem. Lava Golem across the board. We're just going to start picking Lava Golems out. These are just shooting up, man. They are just going up. I went down. I was under the impression I could get, I was gonna probably get like 2 or 3 for $5 a piece, but no, like I'm looking right here at near mints, 8.50, $9, $10. Almost every single copy is $10 minimum. Most of them are 15. The original ultra rare, these things are just kind of climbing up crazy. You got the heavily plays, mod plays right here, near mints for 16.50. Let's see, we go on. There's only 2 pages of these. The original ones right here, a light play limited, near mint 21. These are just going crazy right now. If you want, I think the cheapest one right now is going to be like a $10 version. You got the rare from the duels packs right here. You get the light plate 790. Oh, okay. So there's a couple right here. You could get them. There's 1, 2, 3 left right here in the $8 range for near mint first eds, and then this person has 6 for like $9. So like once these 3 are gone, it is essentially like $9 across the board right there going into 10. So pretty much you're probably going to be paying $10 a piece for every single copy of this card. This is probably one of the better ways to get rid of the board. If you don't need the normal summon, you could just play around that. This is just the easiest way to get rid of it because you don't need your own zones. You just put in your opponent's zone. It's just 100% the best card to use if the combo has already gone through. It's like, of course, if you want to stop it first, you want to play, nib, but after the combo's already gone through, this is one of the best breakers. You just hit the 2 cards blocking you out, bam, and then go into the board, and then you are good. You are golden. So Zeus, this is another card that's starting to go up because it is this is another issue where if they leave you with 1 monster zone, and maybe if you have the Zodiac package, you could go into the Borbo, attack, and then go into your Zeus and be able to get rid of everything. So like I mean it's like it's niche. Not everyone's going to be running the Zodiac, but there are other ways to like maybe like cheat out cheat out Zeus in a way. And I kind of see a reflection of that in the price. It was down here like 17. Maybe it was like a little higher at 24, but now it's kind of settling at 23, and it has not gone any lower. This person has 58 of them for 22, so that's probably going to hold for a bit. And another one right here, 52. Yeah. So it's going to hold at the 22, and like probably right there, right at 21.97. Oh yeah, this guy even has more. So right here at 21.97. So it's like I would say like $22 is where this card is probably going to hold right now. And to be honest, this is something I wish I would have picked these up when they were down, like when they were like in the 12, 13, $11 range. Like I guess I had a fear that this card was going to get banned. This was something I did want to go into, but I always thought it was going to get banned, and it obviously it never didn't. A lot of people were calling for this card to get banned. I felt like it shouldn't. I felt like it shouldn't have, but at the same time, it was something that Konami like could have done randomly. Like they could have sat there and said, "Yep, this is just too good." But then instead they just decided to hit engines and cards around Zeus to kind of keep it from every single deck being able to like just bam fire off of Zeus. The original one, it just started going up. It was at 22. Now it's over here in the $40 range. 38.14, 39. So yeah, it's pretty much like 39 or $40 for the original version. You got the near mint first ed. The original is doubled in price. This is another one I wish I would have just these right here are calls that they seem obvious, but but in the moment when you're trying to make that call, like the meta is either in a state where Zeus is useless slash it's one of like the most sacky cards. So like the time where Zeus was at his lowest, it was not widely used, so it wasn't super expensive, so it would have been a good time to go into it. But at the same time, it was one of the best cards to use in like a Saki situation that would cheat you a game. So it was kind of like in that like Protos, see, like like Protos, how like people were saying that like Protos is good, but it's not necessarily one of the like one of the best because like it's like, well, it isn't good like turn 1. So like it was just kind of good, like turn 2. So like it wasn't always the greatest card, but it was very very sacky, like when it mattered. That was kind of how Zeus was, to where it wasn't the most useful card, like in every situation. But when you're in a simplified game state, or you needed, they just had maybe a couple beaters, and you flipped to Zeus, and you were just able to completely swing the momentum of the duel just with Zeus. So I kind of thought it was gonna get banned. But but obviously, they ended up just releasing more powerful decks that were able just to either play around or just kind of keep Zeus at bay. So Yep, that I guess I ended up going on a rant about it, but that's just kind of an insight on what you think sometimes. Like sometimes you want to like you rather use your money to buy a whole bunch of kind of lower cards to see them go up, but then sometimes you just miss out on opportunities like this. E Evenly Match is a card that I am not gonna miss the opportunity on. This is another card where I feel like if the caster leave you with one spell or trap core zone to work with, this is probably another really good card to use because it'll essentially get rid of everything except for they're probably going to want to keep one a Rise Heart maybe, or maybe this the Shangri-La, because they're going to have to get rid of their field spell and their and everything else in the back. So this is probably like one of the best cards, and like all the other prices around it are kind of starting to go down, but I'm very much focusing on this one right now. It started off right here, like like in the 497. It is now starting to drop. It is on 391. It has been 391 for a while, and I went and bought myself a couple of trap trick structure decks. I almost died saying that one. I bought myself a couple of them to keep them sealed, and I really like the trap trick structure deck. The reason why I'm just really liking this is because now I'm gonna go over the second card that I like. So like this is even going in the $4 range. If you could get these for like $10 a set, I would just get them. If you could get these sealed for like anything less than $10, I ended up finding some some for under 10, so I ended up buying a couple right there to keep them sealed. But if you get them for under 10, I would very much get these because you got another card right here, Rageki. This card already right here is holding at 80. They got 65 for 83 cents. I really don't see this kind of falling too much. If anything, I see this maybe kind of going up to $2 because if you like if like there's gonna be a lot of copies out there, but we're very much going into like a thing where if you have that one spell at Trapper Zone to work with, you might as well just pack your deck with a whole, like with a whole bunch of stuff to just start breaking boards and just work with that one zone until you're able to finally, like break it. So this could be one of those. This could be kind of like, like kind of like a Harpy's feather, like a Harpy's feather duster, where it's like it kind of came out and it went down to like like $1 or something. People didn't care about it, but now it's kind of starting to come back up because it's being really used a lot, especially because Labyrinth, and I'm gonna talk about Labyrinth too, but yeah, like especially because the Labyrinth being used right now. So I could see kind of Rageki doing the same thing. It's at 83 cents. I'd want to pick these up sooner rather than later. Ash Blossom, same exact thing. Another kind of shout out right there. We do have got that giveaway. So if you wanna, so if you would like to, if you want to go onto the page, check that video out to leave your comment and try to win. Try to do I'm gonna explain everything in the other video, so I'm not gonna go too much detail. But yeah, just to let everyone know. But at the same time, this is actually a really good card to have in a structure deck. So I really like how it's pretty much $2.50 right now, 2.57. I really like this card, and the reason why I wanted to get um this deck sealed is because these three cards just coming in there to me is just I could see this being like being potentially $8. I could see this being 2 and see this being freaking like 3 to 5, especially like different times. It takes different metas and different situations in Yu-Gi-Oh, but all these cards have not only had their time but could have their time again, and I really feel strong about this. Like whether it's the individual card or the deck or the structure deck itself, I very much like it, and I very much feel strongly about this. So like I'm gonna try to find a couple more copies of these things. Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. This right here is another big pick that I'm kind of kicking myself for right now. These were very low. They were like $7. I remember selling these all day. Then they shot up to like 15. I was thinking this was another card where it came down to my rules of being like a waifu type card. So I was kind of like, yeah, maybe I should kind of get some, but then no, I decided not to because I was more focused on Runic, and I really felt like Runic was going to be the better like back row style kind of stun deck. But Runic is still good. I'm not gonna sit there saying not good, but Labyrinth has proved itself as probably like one of the better kind of back row style stun decks right now. And right now her her price is reflecting that. You could get her right here for like $27. Yep, $28 basically. Yeah, you got 28 bucks for her, which is pretty high. Like if you wanted to build this deck, you should have built this deck a long time ago. And her Starlight Rare, I just want to go over her real quick because I thought about this for the same, waifu card. I wanted to get, one or two, but she never went down to my to my lowest. I wanted her to go to like 170. She never went to 170. She stayed at 280, and I didn't want to pull the trigger, and I should have, because right now 440, 450. She's 400. She's a 440 to 450 card right now. Potential 500. If any of these go, she's an instant 500. This right here should have clicked in my head. I don't know why. It's my fault. I like, even without it being top tier, like there's a lot of people that are already a fan of the deck, and I should have just pulled a trigger on her anyway. But like I said, these are things that you always cannot predict. Like sometimes you think that it's gonna be it's gonna be this card, and then boom, it just is actually this one, because not only does she have the fans, but she is meta, and that's just how it goes. So missed out on that one. Lightning Storm from Magnificent Mavens. I told you guys, let's get these at 8. Let's get these low. And what did they start doing? They just started climbing and climbing. They made the mountains, and now what do we have them right here? We got two for, let's see, 8, 9. We got two of them right here for $9 a piece. And what do we got here? Bam, near mint first edition. Once these are gone right here, this right here, what's that? $10, $11. Yep. Once these two are gone, which should be pretty quick if people want these. This guy doesn't have anything, so he's probably just trying to get his sales, putting them like right there under this guy. So it is essentially a $10 to $11 card. I told you guys, get this at 8. This is good. This is what you're gonna need. Now, like I said, this is actually broken. If Kestura leaves you with one spell or trap card, this is exactly what you need. Like, you could, boom, just blow out the monsters. Now you're able to play Yu-Gi-Oh. All right. If you're playing Labyrinth, boom, blow out the back row. Now you're able to play Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's like I don't want to get like too crazy. This was kind of an obvious one. A lot of people probably already did get their copy, but if you didn't, and you're looking at it like, oh man, now I got to pay $11. You could have got them at 8. This was like an instant when I wanted to freaking hella pick up. And the last card I want to talk about is Harpy's Feather Duster. I did mention this card kind of like slowly going up, and that is kind of the case right here. You got a lot of different versions of this card, especially all like the holographic versions. Even the premium gold version right here. Premium gold version is going for 450. Light Plate First Dead for, yeah, it's pretty much, you're pretty much looking at a $4 to $5 card right here. If you want the gold rare, it's looking at $5. I think maybe the super rare from the structure deck, I was the Tormentor. This one might be a little bit more budget to work with. This one kind of has been spiking up, going down. But you got a near mint first dead for 3 with the $1 shipping. So you got these right here for like 3 to 4. So yeah, so if you want the gold, it's gonna be 4 to 5. If you want this super, it's gonna be 3 to 4. So you do got a couple of slightly budget versions. And then you have this one right here that came out of the Traptic Structure deck. I would very much just start grabbing these like sooner, way sooner, because these are the ultimate budget version. They're commons, but you kind of just like never know. There is a lot of copies though, so like if you don't have it, you might as well just swoop it up. Just go ahead and swoop it up. You never know what's gonna happen. You just never freaking know. You want to get this stuff before you have to pay $3 for a common card. Alright guys, that's it for the Market Watch. Do not forget to go to the page to check out the giveaway. If not, is all good. Peace out, and I will catch you in the next one.